What is the perfect inventory level for your company? I got this question so many times in my life. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how do I work, how do I forecast the short term, the midterm, and the long term using real examples from real companies, and also give you the directions to improve your inventory, your service, and the profit of your company. All right, so I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've been working in supply chain and operations for the last 15 years in multiple countries, from warehouse worker to demand planning, S&OP, supply chain director, and consultant. I really did my best, but I never reached this perfect level. Never. Why? Because it's never enough. And I was classified as a top performers in my companies. I've been optimizing the inventory by 100 millions of USD and euros. But when I was doing a great year, I had to do better the year after. And I was pushing and pushing every day like Dwayne Johnson. Not in the same way because I don't have the same body, but I was eating a lot of croissant very late at night at the office. And at the end, mathematically, the perfect level of inventory is 0 with infinite sales and volumes. Like for example, if you have, it's like having a marketplace of infinite products and with infinite sales, and you don't own the products like Amazon Marketplace or Alibaba. And if we go even deeper, it will be perfect to have minus infinite of inventory with infinite dollars of sales and volumes. If we go back to the cash to cash cycle, the customers will pay you first, and then you're going to pay your suppliers within an infinite time. Okay, so I recommend you to watch this video about the cash to cash cycle inventory cost. But at the end, just accept the idea that it's impossible to be perfect. We have to detach from perfection. And because I was too attached from my optimization, at one point I burned out because it was just impossible to reach this level for my mind and for my body as well. So the most important is the direction. Okay, you don't reach perfection, but the direction is really important. And I like this example from Elon Musk. Let's go to Mars. And maybe they will never go to Mars, but at the end, they have a clear vision and they will push them to the right direction with the right tools and products that they're developing right now. So before going to Mars, you have 4 steps to define your inventory target. That's what we're going to talk about. The first one is you cannot improve what you cannot measure. And in supply chain, you have 3 pillars, not only in supply chain, but for your company. You have the service and the revenue. You have the inventory and the cash that you want to minimize, and you have also the costs. We're going to focus more on the inventory, but not in value. Why? Because, for example, if your sales are growing by 1,000%, it makes sense to have more inventory, and you cannot really compare 2 companies or 2 perimeters just talking about the value. You need to know how efficient was or is the inventory, then we call that the stock turn or the inventory turn. So you can watch my video about inventory turnover ratio, but the formula is basically average inventory value divided by sales on consumptions with the same valuation. We call it COGS, multiplied by the period. And for this specific example, we're going to focus on the 52 weeks target. Okay, so now how to define the future inventory target. You have multiple levels. You have the location level from world to one specific person. You have the product level from all your products to one specific item. And you have the time levels from the year to the quarter to like maybe every day or every week. You have on one side is very strategic, on the other side is very like operational or firefighting. And the idea of today is really to focus first on the top-down forecast or macro to micro. I do feel it's much easier to forecast macro instead of summing multiple forecasts from one item or one specific group of products. It's much easier. Let me know in the comments if you have more questions regarding top-down forecast and bottom-up forecast as well. So now the first step is you need to know your historical performances. And I'm going to get one example from one company I was working. This is like a fashion company. They have a lot of problem with inventory, and this is the performance over the last 5 years. You can see the sales and the inventory. We use the same valuation for these two to calculate the inventory turnover. It's not great, to be honest, for this industry. You have the availability, and you have also, I like to have the availability of the products, A and B, because only the top sellers, because I feel this is more important. You can check my other videos if you want to know more about this KPI. So at the end, you have the current year. You have 240 days of inventory, which is a lot, and the availability is not great, but in this industry, it's not very important. What is more important is to secure the top sellers. Okay, so now you have different horizons of targets, and we're going to talk about it right now. So you have the 2-day horizon, you have the performance of today, then you have the 1 year, then you have the 3 years, and then you have the 5 years. How to define these multiple targets? We also have the target per month and per weeks. We're gonna keep it simple, and I like to start always with what is my vision, what is my direction. And my direction, how do we define the long-term target? That's the step number 2. The step number 2, I like to focus from 5 to 10 years. I like 5 years because it's not too far, but it's far enough. And if I go back to that, you have multiple ways. I'm going to give you just an overview. Of course, I will spend more time if it was my own company, but in 15 minutes, we can have some insights. The first thing, I'm going to check my performance, like historical performance, to see what were the best results the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And you can see that in this specific example, the performance were not great. The best year was 183 days with this availability, which is normal because this company doesn't have a strong maturity level of their supply chain, but it's good to know what was the best before. Then you can also check with your commercial department, marketing and finance. Okay, what is the prediction for the next 5 years? Do you predict to grow super fast or not? Because the more you will have volume, the easier it will be to improve your inventory level. On the other side, if you plan to open many new locations like stores, warehouse, factories, or if you plan to have much more products in your catalog, it will be much more difficult to optimize your inventory, so be careful with that. Then what is your supply chain maturity level prediction? Do you plan to improve the level of expertise of your team by training, by recruiting most talented people, and also maybe to transform the level of your technology and ERP? If you plan this, it will be much easier to improve your performance than if you keep firefighting every day for the next 5 years. Another example, I like to see what are the top performers industry results in terms of inventory turnover. For example, in this industry, fashion industry, we do have Zara with around 80 days of inventory turnover and H&M with 132 days. They are quite different. Why? Because the production cycle of Zara is much shorter, made in Europe and in North Africa, while H&M is producing massively in Asia and China. So I recommend you to watch my video about safety stock to see really the impact of lead time in your inventory levels. But it's always good to know what is the performance of the best players in your industry to have a direction once again. You can check, for example, for restaurants, you have McDonald is way lower than the fashion industry with only 2 days of inventory level, Domino Pizza or the Group. It's always good to know. And for the automotive industry, we can see Toyota around 49 and Tesla and Volkswagen around 70, 80 days of inventory. By knowing that, it would be great to know, okay, this is my direction. Today I have 240 days. The dream will be to be around 100 days of inventory for this specific industry. And that's it. We have our direction. This is not perfect, but this is where we want to go. We want to go to Mars, and the dream will be to have 100 days within the next 5 years. Then we have to define the midterm target, the 3 years target. And you see it's much easier when you already have, okay, the 2 days performance and the 5 years. You need to find a range between these two values. And to be honest, it's much easier to improve your inventory and service at the beginning than when you're going close to your target, like 5 years target. So like from my point of view, I always say, okay, we'll have to reduce by 30% in 2 years from 3 to 5 years. And I like to have round numbers. I will take 140 days. And the more you will have experience, the more it will be easier for you to define this target. Then, okay, what is my short-term target 1 year? And for this one, I will get back to my best historical performances. And I can see that, okay, my best years, I was doing 180, 200. So at the end, I will say, you know what? We did 240. Let's go to 200. And I like to keep it simple. We're going to reduce our inventory by minus 17%. That will be a great start to go to the right direction to reach 1 day, 100 days of inventory turnover. So you see, I keep it simple. What I also recommend is to divide your targets into 3 levels. I call it the GBA, the good, the better, and the amazing. The good is basically to pay the bills. I like to have like a minimalist target. Let's say, okay, we go to 200 days. The better is your more realistic target. We want to do minus 17% and 200 days. And the amazing is like, wow, if you do everything perfectly, we're going to go to 180 days at the end of this year. I like to have this 3 level because you can also like release some pressure, and also you can also give more like bonuses and share the success with your team according to the different levels. This is what I'm doing as well with my team today and in the past. So at the end, you can see we have 3 levels of target from 240 to 100, and I like to have the amazing and the good target to have the range of potential. But what is important at the end is to go to the right direction. Then your financial director say, okay, great, Edouard, you're going to 200 days, but how much do I need to get from my bank? And that's why we have to go back and convert into value. And we have these new targets. And just to show you one example, I like to focus when you have this kind of situation to improve my availability only on my top sellers. So you see I'm increasing this one, but I'm not improving the global availability target because I feel this is less important, and the focus will be to improve inventory and cash flow. But now, okay, I want to have my value of inventory. I already get from my sales director, okay, this is the target, we're going to do plus 10% next year. And then we go back to the formula and we just do like a very simple mathematics switch. We have the target 200 days. We do have the sales from the sales director. We have the periods. And at the end, what is missing is my average inventory value. For that, we're going to switch the formula. You can pause this video if I'm going too fast. And at the end, the total result will be $18 million. That's my target in value. So my financial director is happy. I'm happy as well because I know I have to go to 200 days. And of course, you will have to readjust this target if your sales are not going to 33 million. So you will have to change accordingly. All right. So now we have this year target. What about the monthly and weekly target, Edouard? And that's a very good question. Once you have all these targets, you can then duplicate, maybe to provide this forecast to your warehouse, to your factory, to recruit people, to invest. And for that, you need a monthly or a weekly target. So to define your monthly and weekly target, you will have to use the seasonality for your inventory and your sales. And I will also give you the stock turn or inventory turn target. I'm not going to talk about seasonality in this video because it's already a long video. If you want to know more about seasonality, leave me a comment. And if I have more than 10 comments, I will share with you a tutorial how to create your own seasonality to forecast better your volumes, your productions, your sales, or your inventory. And finally, once you have all these targets per week and per month, you can start sharing them by using, for example, Excel. This is one of the templates I'm sharing with my AbcSupplyChain members. The sales, the inventory production, which can be very useful to identify any red flag or action to improve your performance. At the end, the more you will analyze, the more you will feel it. And now with only 20 or 30 minutes, if I have the right data, I can give a clear direction to the company I'm working with. So now the next question, how can I reach my ambitious target, Edouard? That's great to know where you go, but how do you do it? And for that, you will have to move from macro to micro, top to down, step by step. You will have to be very careful not to have the same inventory turnover target per group of products. It will really depend on the strategy and the business model you have. And my last advice is don't wait for the new ERP version of your company. If you want to improve your performance, it's completely possible to reduce by 10 to 50% your inventory level and also improve your service. I'm using a lot of Excel templates as a consultant, as a teacher, to go to the right direction to implement immediately tools that can really sustain my performance. And then when we have time and when we have the budget, we can move to more ambitious and technical ERP software migration. So I hope, guys, that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like. If you want to go further, I have multiple tools and Excel that you can play and download below this video. And if you want to go much deeper, I created new methods and workshop to become an inventory management expert. You have a free workshop below this video, and I'm going to focus on how to reduce your stockouts and overstocks by sharing the 13 parameters you should absolutely master. Thank you for watching and see you soon.